Hi
Hi everyone,
everyone, my name is Laika Mae Amano.
and I'm Thomas Francisco.
We're about to discuss the book 1 of Narnia.
By Clive Staples Lewis, or his stage name is C.S. Lewis. But first, we will tell you the summary of the story, and afterwards, the literary element. The story starts with Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy Vivensis are evacuated from the London during the Blitz and sent to live with an old professor in the English countryside. While exploring the professor's house, Lucy enters a magic wardrobe that leads her in the snowy wooded area with a lighted lamppost growing from the ground. Lucy meets Thanos, a faun who befriends her and informs her that she is in the land of Narnia. Thanos intends to send Lucy to the White Witch, a ruler who keeps Narnia frozen in perpetual winter and who requires that any human found in Narnia be sent to her. Thanos repents, however, and escorts Lucy back to the lamppost. Once there, she returns to her own world by re-entering the wardrobe and finds that only a few seconds have passed there. None of her siblings believe her story about Narnia. Upon inspection, the back of the wardrobe appears solid and leads nowhere. Lucy enters the wardrobe again. It again leads her into Narnia. This time, Edmund follows Lucy and also enters Narnia. Upon arriving in Narnia, Edmund encounters the White Witch. When the witch learns that Edmund is a human, she plies him with sweet Turkish delight. Upon returning to his own world, Edmund turns against Lucy and denies that he has been to Narnia. Peter and Susan chew him out and go to see the professor, who tells them that Lucy may not have been lying. Soon afterwards, all four children enter Narnia together while hiding in a wardrobe from the housekeeper. The children are befriended by Mr. Beaver, a talking animal who takes them to his home. He informs the Vivensis that because of the witch, it's always winter and never Christmas in Narnia. The witch's trinary will end when the two sons of Adam and the two daughters of Eve sit on the four thrones of Cher Pavel, and that Narnia's true ruler, the great lion Aslan,
Edmund slips away, surprised by the many statues of Narnians the witch has turned to stone. She takes Edmund prisoner and leaves her house to find and capture the other. Meanwhile, the weavers, correctly surmising that Edmund has betrayed them, take the other children to meet Aslan at the stone table. As they travel, they find that the witch's winter is giving way to spring and are greeted by Aslan. The witch's enforcer approaches the camp and attacks Susan, but is killed by Peter. Aslan sends a rescue party for Edmund. It arrives just in time to save him from the witch, who had decided to kill him. The witch parleys with Aslan, invoking the deep magic, which gives her the right to kill Edmund for his treason. Aslan denies her claim, but secretly trades his life for Edmund's. That evening, Susan and Lucy accompany Aslan to the stone table. They watch from a distance as the witch puts Aslan to death. In the morning, the girls find the stone table broken and Aslan restored to life. Aslan explains that the deeper magic has the power to reverse death if a willing victim takes the place of a traitor. Aslan takes the two girls to the witch's house and revives the Narnians that the witch had turned to stone. They join the Narnian forces battling the witch's army. The Narnian army prevails and Aslan kills the witch. The Vivensi children are then crowned kings and queens of Narnia at Cair Paravel. After a long and happy reign, the four arrive at the lamppost and, having forgotten about it, unintentionally return to the wardrobe when they were looking for new adventures. When they return to England, they are children again, with no time having passed since their departure. The professor assures the children that they will return to Narnia one day.
Chronicles of Narnia. Lucy is the youngest of the four siblings. She is the first to discover the land of Narnia, which she enters accidentally when she steps into the wardrobe while exploring the professor's house. In Narnia, she is the crowned queen, Lucy the Valiant. Next is Edmund. Edmund is the second youngest of the four siblings. He has a bad relationship with his brothers and sisters. He eventually crowned King Edmund the Just. Susan. Susan is the second oldest sibling. She doesn't believe in Narnia until she actually goes there. Tending to Aslan Karkash, she removes a muzzle from him to restore the dignity and oversees the horde of mice. Susan is crowned Queen Susan the Gentle. Peter. Peter is the eldest sibling. He judiciously settles dispute between his younger brother and sisters. After rebuking Edmund for his attitude, Peter also disbelieves Lucy's stories about Narnia until he sees it for himself. He is the crowned High King of Narnia and dubbed King Peter the Magnificent. Aslan, a lion, is the rightful king of Narnia and other magic countries. He sacrificed himself to save Edmund, but as the son of the Emperor beyond the sea, Aslan is all-powerful creator of Narnia. The White Witch is the land's self-proclaimed queen and the primary antagonist of the story. Her spell on Narnia has made winter persist for hundreds of years with no end in sight. She usually referred as the White Witch or just the Witch. The Professor. Professor is a kindly old gentleman who takes the children in when they are evacuated from London. After the children returns from Narnia, he assures them that they will return one day.
The plot. Expository. The four children who are evacuated to the countryside from London during the World War II bombings. They are sent to stay with the professor until it is safe to return home. While playing hide and seek, Lucy finds a wardrobe in an otherwise empty room. She of course thinks it would be great hiding spot, so she goes inside only to find the hidden world of Narnia. Rising action. The children enter Narnia and discover that the White Witch has taken Tumnus. Aslan returns to Narnia and breaks the witch's spell, and Christmas arrives. Edmund betrays his siblings and must forfeit his life to the White Witch. Climax. The witch murders Aslan, who has sacrificed his life so that Edmund can live. Falling action includes the resurrection of Aslan and the final battle between the witch's forces and Aslan's followers. Also, the reign of the Pevensie children over Narnia.
And the last, the resolution. After a long and happy reign, the adult Pevensies were looking for new adventures. The four arrive at the Lampos and unintentionally return to England through the wardrobe. And when they return to England, they are children again with no time having passed since their departure. Setting. The setting of a story from London during the Blitz. Thousands of English children were sent away from London because of bombings and a rage during 1940s, often to live with strangers who volunteered to take them in. So these four children escaped from one cataclysmic world-changing battle, only to find themselves in the midst of another.
The genre of this book is a fantasy and a children's literature.
Conflict of the story, such as arrest of Mr. Tamus. The central issue is really the witch's animosity towards the Pevensie children. The witch has heard prophecy that when four human beings, two male and two female, sit on the four thrones of Charpavel, her reign will end and she will be killed. In order to prevent this, she has standing orders to kidnap any human who strays into her dominion. As soon as Lucy and her siblings enter Narnia, this peril is waiting for them.